sport that stirred the hearts of millions worldwide. We're dining into something so intriguing today. We're going to explore the essential rules and regulations of cricket. Now, hold on to your seats, because this is a lot more thrilling than it sounds. Right, so the cricket field is usually oval-shaped, with a rectangular pitch at the center. On each end of the pitch, you have a set of stumps, which are 3 wooden sticks placed upright, known as the wickets. And on top of them, you have 2 small pieces of wood called bails. Now, on to the players. Each team has 11 players, and the game is played in turns. Each turn is called an innings. One team bats and tries to score as many runs as possible, while the other team fields and tries to restrict the batting team from scoring runs. The teams switch roles after each innings. A run is scored when a batsman hits the ball and successfully runs to the other end of the pitch. If the ball is hit all the way to the boundary of the field, that's 4 runs. And if it's hit over the boundary without touching the ground, that's 6 runs. The highest number of runs a player can score in 1 stroke. The game is officiated by 2 umpires on the field and a 3rd umpire who watches video replays for close decisions. The umpires make sure everyone plays fair and square, and they make decisions on dismissals of batsmen. Now, when it comes to cricket, there are different formats: test matches, one-day internationals, and 2020 internationals. Test matches are the traditional form of cricket. They can last up to 5 days and are considered the ultimate test of a team's ability. ODIs and T20Is are limited overs formats, where each team has a set number of overs to play, 50 and 20 respectively. So there you have it. The basic rules and regulations of cricket, the roles of each player, the scoring system, and the different formats of the game. But remember, like any sport, cricket is not just about the rules, but also about strategy, skill, and some might say, a bit of luck. The history of cricket. Now, that's a fascinating journey. We're talking about a sport that's centuries old. And like a fine wine, it's only gotten better over time. Cricket, as we know it today, finds its roots in 16th century England. It was initially a children's game, but adults quickly saw the fun in it. And by the 17th century, it had gained immense popularity among adults in the southeast of England. Back then, teams were formed by patrons who would bet on them, and the players were, in a way, early professionals. Fast forward to the 18th century, the game's popularity had spread throughout England. The first laws of cricket were established in 1744, and the world's first cricket club was formed in Hambledon in the 1760s. Now, let's jump into the 19th century, a significant era in cricket's history. In 1877, the first test match took place between England and Australia. This event marked the birth of international cricket, and boy, what a game that was. The 20th century saw cricket becoming more structured and codified. The Imperial Cricket Conference, now known as the International Cricket Council, was formed in 1909. The first World Cup was held in 1975, and it was a 60-over game during those days. The World Cup, as we know it today, is a one-day international cricket tournament and is one of the most watched events globally. And then there's the Olympics. Cricket was included in the 1900 Paris Olympics, but it was only a one-off event. However, the good news is, cricket will return to the Olympic fold at the 2028 Los Angeles Games. From the grassy fields of England to the buzzing stadiums around the world, cricket has certainly come a long way. The game has evolved, formats have changed, but the spirit of cricket, the gentleman's game, as it's often called, remains the same. A captivating mix of tradition and innovation. That's the journey of cricket for you. And Well, well, well. Now that we've got a grasp on the rules and the history of cricket, it's time to delve into the strategies and tactics of the game. You see, cricket is not just a game of power and skill, it's also a game of intellect and strategy. Let's start with field placements. The objective is to stop the batsman from scoring runs and to get them out. There are many different field placements in cricket, and each one has its own purpose. The position of the fielders can change based on the type of bowler, the batsman, the match situation, and even the condition of the pitch. Bowling styles. That's another interesting aspect. There are mainly two types of bowlers, fast bowlers and spin bowlers. Fast bowlers rely on speed and movement off the pitch. They can bowl at speeds over 90 miles per hour. Spin bowlers, on the other hand, use the roughness of the pitch to spin the ball and confuse the batsman. Then, there are batting techniques. The batsman's job is to score runs and to stay on the pitch as long as possible. There are various shots a batsman can play, like the cover drive, the pull shot, the sweep, and many more. And of course, the game plan. This is where captains and coaches come into play. They analyze the opposition, the pitch conditions, the weather, and come up with a strategy. They decide the batting order, the bowlers to be used, and set the field placements. You see, cricket is like a game of chess. Every move matters. Every decision can change the course of the game. It's this strategic depth that makes cricket so thrilling and so loved by millions around the world. So the next time you watch a cricket match, look out for these strategies and tactics. It will give you a whole new perspective on the game. The cultural and social significance of cricket. Now, isn't that something? Cricket is not just a sport. It's a phenomenon that transcends beyond the boundary ropes. It's a part of people's lives, their identities, and their cultures. Now, imagine this. In India, cricket is not just a game, it's a religion. The country comes to a standstill when there's a cricket match, especially when it's against their arch rivals, Pakistan. The India-Pakistan cricket matches are among the most watched events worldwide. They're not just about the game. They're about national pride, history, and rivalry. And now, let's hop over to the Caribbean. Cricket in the West Indies is a celebration, a carnival. It is a symbol of regional pride and unity. The West Indies cricket team consists of players from different Caribbean nations, and their victories have brought joy and unity to the region. But let's not forget Australia and England. The Ashes series between these two nations is one of the oldest and most prestigious in cricket. The rivalry dates back to 1882, and it's about pride, history, and a little urn that symbolizes the ashes of English cricket. But it's not all about rivalries. Cricket also brings unity. It bridges cultural and social divides. It brings people together regardless of their race, religion, or social status. And then there's the World Cup, an event that brings different nations together on one platform. It's a celebration of cricket, a celebration of unity in diversity. So you see, cricket is much more than a game. It's a part of our social and cultural fabric. It's about the joy of victory, the agony of defeat, the thrill of competition, and above all, the love for the game. Alright, now let's talk about the legends of cricket. Those extraordinary individuals who've not only played the game, but have redefined it. Let's start with Sir Don Bradman, an Australian cricketer, often referred to as the greatest batsman of all time. His test batting average of 99.94 is often cited as the greatest achievement by any sportsman. Bradman's gameplay was a combination of precision, technique, and a relentless thirst for runs. Then we have Sachin Tendulkar, formerly known as the Little Master, from India. Sachin is the highest run scorer in the history of Test and ODI cricket. His passion, consistency, and humbleness have endeared him to millions of fans worldwide. From the Caribbean, we have Sir Vivian Richards. Known for his fearless and aggressive batting style, Richards dominated bowlers and was an integral part of the West Indies team that was invincible in the 70s and 80s. And who can forget Imran Khan, an all-rounder from Pakistan, who could change the game with both bat and ball. He led Pakistan to their first and only World Cup victory in 1992. Today, he's serving as the Prime Minister of Pakistan. Talk about making a mark. From the land of the Kiwis, New Zealand, we have Sir Richard Hadlee, one of the greatest all-rounders the game has ever seen. His precise and devastating bowling was a sight to behold. And finally, from England, we have Sir Ian Botham, another remarkable all-rounder. Botham was known for his aggressive batting and potent swing bowling. He played a key role in several of England's victories in the 70s and 80s. These are just a few of the many legends of cricket. Their contributions to the game have been immense. They've inspired generations of players and fans alike with their performances, their sportsmanship, and their love for the game. They've shown us that cricket is not just a game, it's a way of life. And for that, we salute them. It's been a pleasure to relive the journeys of these cricketing greats.